Hey everybody, it's Chris here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and this is the speeder slash beater we made last video. And let's see if we can paint this thing up. I have a cheapy brush from Dollar Tree to get me started. Let me find a color. So, since I didn't have time to crowdsource the idea for the color, we're going to use this Tuscany teal because it's kind of watered down. And these watery paints work best for this kind of crap. I'm going to get my brush dipped in water too. And it's just scuzzy paint water. And I'm going to get in here and try to get the majority of the body painted sort of this color without an enormous amount of attention. And I'm going to let some of the metallic and other problems that I had from my base coat, which was black, sprayed with red primer, sprayed with a splash of finishing coat. Okay, so I'm just going to get the majority of my body here blue. Then I can miss spots and that's okay. And I'm doing blue because this is my wife's favorite color. So she will like it. When I bring stuff upstairs, even if it's terrifying, if it's blue, she's like, oh, I like that. And if it's not, I get mixed reviews. Okay. So we got most of that blue. We got the inside of this to hit a little bit. Getting down in there. So that's kind of blue. We'll do this back plate here. And we'll do this front plate in blue. And then we'll do our tanks or whatever these are on the side in blue as well. Different degrees of blue. Okay. So it's bluish. And it's still got some of the metallic showing through, which is cool. It gives it a different look. Okay, let me get these things back here. Get these blue the best I can. When I say the best I can, I mean quickly and lazily. Alright, this thing up here might be blue too. We'll hit it with some blue and see if we like that. We're not married to it, but if it's going to be part of this original car, maybe it's blue. Okay. Something like that. And we'll get down those holes a little better there. All right. So that's going to be how that's going to look. We're going to hit that with a hot air gun real quick. Dry out my brush. We're going to use that same brush again for the next part. We're going to hit this with the air gun. Actually, we're not going to use that for the next part. I have a metallic blue. I'm going to use a kind of beat up size 3 brush. And I'm going to try to carefully but roughly do all this kind of trim stuff in that, as if that was how it looked originally when you bought it. And I'm not putting an enormous amount of effort into this. Because do you want to be sitting here all day or do you want to be doing other shit? You put as much effort as you want in though, seriously. No judgment. But for me, I want my stuff to be painted and on the table with a nice dry clear coat on it a couple hours after I start it. Draw that little thing on there like that. I'm going to do this trim in that too, just to make this easier. And I'm not doing a perfect job, I'm just painting it. Okay. Do this thing up here in the blue as well. And that metallic blue, not just any blue. Okay, then I'm going to do this back part here in blue, just like that. I'll do the front part too. Okay, I'm going to do these insides blue as well. I'm just kind of trying to be careful, but I'm rushing. Okay, now I want to do the panels like they've been replacement parts that don't belong to this. I'm going to rinse that same brush out. I'm going to get a brown color. I'm using burnt umber. I'm just getting a little dab of that. Whoop, a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to be a little careful with that. I'm going to color those panels dark brown. Just those repair panels I put on it, nothing else. Okay, let's dry this thing off. We're starting to get there to that portion where it's looking like we want it to. Okay, get our cardboard back. We got some brown there. Let's get a hot metallic. For my hot metallic, I'm going to use this antique copper. I'm going to get a dry brush. I'm going to get a little bit of that copper, a little bit of that dark brown, a little bit more of that dark brown. I'm going to mix that together. Then I'm going to kind of go around and dirty this up, put some damage on it. And we definitely want to hit those gratings anywhere. And do a lot of this inside here with that. Get a little bit more. Okay. And then got a little bit too much metallic showing right there. I'm not real happy about that, so I'm going to get in there and cover that up with some of this. Then we want to get that brush, get a lot of that crap out, and get a silver metallic. I'm going to use model paint because I noticed that my metallic is running a little dry. I ran out. So that's just some model paint. That's called plate metal, or plate mail metal. I'm going to get that. I'm going to mix that in and make kind of a bronzer deal. I'm going to go around and hit some of those spots a little bit again, just to create a difference in different levels of exposure. And then we get some of that metal, just that metallic, mixed with whatever's left in my brush. And I'm going to clean that up and do that. All right, now one more thing. I'm going to get another brush completely, and I'm going to get some more of that metallic. And I'm not going to mix anything in that metallic. So watch how we do this here. Let me see if I got another metallic over here. Where's my black lid one I like? I have that and that. Here we go. There's a little bit in there. Soft makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. Getting some of that on there like that. And I'm going to dab it around in areas to where I catch my little bolts. Get some of this up here to show that it's just been exposed and scratched recently. Okay. Then I'm going to get a little bit of that. I'm just going to drag it along these skids down the bottom here. Make sure they look more metallic than wood. We're almost done. You need an orange and you need a red. Get that size 3 brush or whatever brush you want to use. Come back here. Orange circle here. Make it kind of jagged and thick, like that. Air gun. You're gonna get that brush, that red, and just dab it in the center of that. And that's just going to give the illusion of there's some kind of fire thing going on there. Then I'm going to get the front there where that red light is. I'm going to try to make a nice-ish red circle there. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to blow dry that, and I'm going to add a yellow. Over that. For my yellow, I'm just using this Golden Sunset. I'm just going to get a dab of that. Clean my brush out. I put that right under there, so if a little bit sticks out, it'll be okay. Now, there's one more thing I want to do now that I'm looking at it. I'm just going to use this size 3 brush, and I'm going to get some of that metallic out of this lid, just like that. Then I'm going to hit some of these studs a little better in the areas around them. I'm going to drag it around on the edge of some of these plates. And that's just going to make that shit pop a little better. That's all that's doing. Excuse my French. Okay. Sweet. Cleaning my brushes out real quick. We'll take a look at this thing. If you had like some little metallic or clear gem looking beads to glue over for headlights and lights and stuff, that'd be better. I don't think I have much of that left. I can look, see what I have real quick. Excuse my French. I feel like I'm always out of air lately. Always out of air. All right. Oh, these are what I'm talking about. Okay. So right here. Oh, here's a red one. They're all mixed in here from this being dropped. Okay, so here's some red ones right there. Those would be nice to make this have a little pop on them. Then I'd like to have a yellow one, if I can find one. There's red. There's yellow. To put on the center of that front headlight to make it look a little cool. Okay. Let's get some stupid glue. And my poker. Ugh, poker, where are you? Well, I found you. All right, you want to get these face down like that, or face up like that, so you can touch them with your poker. Stab it. Dip it. Place it. And then we'll put these other two on the back to be like tail lights. Stab it. Dip it. Place it. And you're thinking, oh, those are a little bright and shiny for something that's been out in the wastelands. Well, when we clear coat that, that'll actually take away some of that, truthfully. So let's hit it with a clear coat and pull it off here and see how it looks. I'm not sure how good this clear coat is. It's been sitting for over 2 months, but we'll try it. This is a matte clear coat, but it's a little thick, so it'll have a little bit of a sheen when it dries. If there's any spots you really want to be shiny, your best bet is come back and hit those spots with a clear Mod Podge, with a gloss Mod Podge. Sweet. Pull that off. You can leave that down there. Won't hurt anything. So it sits above your combat mat, a little bit elevated. You can easily fit 4 dudes in there. No problem. And that's everything you need. It's a pretty decent little build. It's something quick. It's something easy. Hey, it's easy to paint too. And it looks cool. And it's going to add a lot to your table if you want to have some vehicular combat and stuff, which is fun. One of the things that you could really do now after you have a clear coat on there, and that's not really cured or dried, so I would recommend waiting. But here's a cool step. Get a metallic black and some water. And make a mucky slime that you can kind of drip into the holes and cracks and make it look like it's leaking oil in some places and stuff. And the thicker you make this, the you know, more of the original shine from the metallic it'll keep. And the thinner you make it, the more of a, just like a overall kind of grime when it dries look it'll get. Okay, so this will look like this thing's been worked on and repaired some. And it's really up to you how much effort you want to put in. I'm going to put a little bit more on mine, a little bit thicker. I'm going to put it down here like there's been some leaking coming out from under this panel. Okay. And I'm just going to get a little more on here in some spots to like, you know, just age it up some. You don't have to do this step, obviously. You know, a lot of these steps you can avoid. I think it just adds that little bit of extra grimy look to it. You don't need it. You really don't. I didn't put studs on that panel, which would have looked nice, but you can easily fix that if you wanted. Grab yourself a toothpick. Grab yourself some silver paint. Oh, that's black. Hold on. And these are just little things you can do to make this a little more exceptional that you don't have to do. I'm just going to get that and look right there. Just dupe. 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 I'm going to spin it a little and get a little bit more off there. Dupe. 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 You don't have to do this. This is stupid. I'm just wasting time now because I don't want the video to be over. I'm actually really happy to be back, guys. I had to shave some things out of my life. And this is one of the things I temporarily shaved so I could get myself back to where I needed to be. That's all. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with it because now it's back to where I feel like if I don't do this, it's the end of the world. And that was one of the reasons I quit, because I'd become so like, I had to make a video every day. And I know you don't have to, and a lot of creators don't, but I'm not famous like those creators. So I have this thing that if I just stick with it and do my thing, that I'll eventually, you know, get some people watching. We have 850 subscribers-ish, which is not a lot. I see videos of people that don't love what we're doing here, that don't respect what we're doing, that have a bunch of money to throw at it. And in all fairness, I have some money, but, you know, I'm doing it like it was when I didn't have money. And I don't know, it bothers me. I feel like they're just not in love with the craft like we are. And I see them blowing up, and I just don't hear any sincerity in their voice or any love for what we do. And it just, because I've still been watching videos, even though I've been watching a lot of videos since I haven't been making them. And I keep seeing the same thing. Somebody steals somebody else's idea, steals somebody else's idea. Why? Have some damn good ideas, people. It's not hard. I come out here, and yeah, some stuff overlaps. You're going to have some stuff that you take from other things that you can't avoid. But these people aren't even trying. They're not even attempting to be remotely interesting or industrious. They're just showing up and making shit. and they're getting views and they're getting paid. I don't really care about the pay, but I want the views. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all the happy crappy that helps the channel grow. My name's Chris, also known as Doom, I suppose, but now it's kind of hard to remember. And I'll see you next time.